Hello, good evening, everyone. Um, would like to first and foremost apologize for the borders, but Tuesday was our training day. We couldn't make it due to unforeseen contingencies. But today we are here, so I want to sincerely appreciate those of you that have been calling and have been questioning what is happening. But today, by the grace of God, we are having the training. So I'd like to welcome all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. It has been a wonderful experience participating in the training. I wish all of you well that have been taking time to be part of today of the training. So, like this is a free professional diploma training provided by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management for our followers on YouTube, Facebook. So if you are following us on YouTube and Facebook and you are not part of this training, it means that you are missing out. It means that good from it. So I would like to welcome all of you that are going to join us for today's training. And I'm happy that you are here. And I'm happy that we are going to have this discussion together today. Um, After 2 days without the training. So and I can see Justice from Lesotho. I can see Monday Akpan from Jos, Nigeria. I can see Alice Nabi, who is also a member, a doctoral fellow of the Institute from Kenya. I can see Christine Akot from Uganda. I can see Joshua Ifong from Nigeria. I can see Ikechukwu from Nigeria, Abuja. I can see Maseko from Botswana and several others that are joining us. I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. Mr. Paul, you're welcome. Sam Deku from Nigeria, all of you are welcome. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. Benga from Lagos, you're welcome. Rewan from Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto, you are welcome. And then Gift from Port Harcourt, Nigeria, you're welcome. Jen Wakesa from Kenya, you are welcome. Ambresi from Kenya, you are welcome. Lawrence from Zambia, you're welcome. Abdulbasit Ayobami from Nigeria, you're welcome. Francis from Kaduna, Zaria, you're welcome. Bala Rabo from Nasarawa, So I thank you for taking time to be part of this training. I sincerely appreciate all of you for considering it a fact to be here. And I welcome all of you today's training. We'll be looking at a very, very interesting topic today, right? We'll be looking at a very interesting topic today. And I hope you will also do way to comment your views, your ideas concerning the topic. You paraphrase, you can share the link with someone, let them also join to be part of today's training, put it on your wall, and then they'll know that something is going on here that will help them. And then those young guys teenagers that have finished secondary school, they have not gone to the university, tell them something is here that will benefit them. Those that are in the university, tell them that something is here that will benefit them. They can take time, connect to be part of the training, at least 1 hour every day, and it will benefit them. The days that they are not free, they can Oscar, no problem. But the days that are free, they can join those in the university. If you are a lecturer in the university, introduce this training to your student. Let them also take part and benefit really good from it and help us to build peace in the university community, also in the polytechnic community, in the college community. So it's very important that if you are in a boarding school, you can also make provisions to connect for your students. Let them be part of the training to help them to enjoy the training. If you're a school founder, school owner, and it's a boarding school, you can make provisions so that students in your school can participate. Those most especially those that are in SS class, maybe SS3 or thereabout, SS2, can be part of the training. Do you understand? Those in colleges of education in can also be part of this training and to help them to build peace in their own community and shun social vices that destroy young people's destinies and all of that. So I want to welcome all of you today, and I know that by so doing, indirectly you'll be promoting peace, right? So you may not necessarily be in the field to promote peace, but whatever you are doing well, the sharing the link to people to come and be part of the journey is also you are spreading the message of peace, and indirectly you are building peace. You're contributing to what we are doing here. You understand? So that's why we must populate our generation with the knowledge of peace so that we can embrace peace and enjoy peace. Because we have seen violence here and there, and it's not helping matters. You understand? So people are just dying unnecessarily. Right? So we have to save our generation. We must do something to prevent conflicts from occurring. You understand? So these are the issue. So I'd like to welcome all of you, and we are also rolling plans to have representatives in about 16 countries around Africa. So those of you that are getting ready to be part of those that will be coordinating our programs in those countries, you can work on your CV and then also apply to be a member of the institute because it's a criteria for you to be qualified. Or do way to become certified before December ends because our induction online is going to be on the December 30th. So do all you can to be a member by 30th of this December, so that you can have the opportunity to be selected because application will close on the 28th and selection of people will close on the 31st and the interview and training will be done uh, within first week or second week of January, so that you'll be trained and know uh, and be inducted to start operation in your country. So do way to apply to be part of this team that's going to get peace, a global image all around the world. So thank you very much for taking time to be part of today's journey. Um, so today we're looking at And this Saturday, we'll be writing our examination for peace. Those that did training on peace and conflict management, our examination will be coming up this Saturday. So do wait to get yourself prepared. Examination coming up. Today is 12. So tomorrow 13, Saturday 14. So examination is on Sunday. That's on the 15th. So do wait to be get ready for the exams. All right. Yes. Do wait to get ready for exams on the 15th of this month. All right. And then if you are not done your presentation, do wait to do your presentation. And if you are through with your presentation, congratulations. So today we are looking at gender and sexuality rights. Gender and sexuality rights. We have been having issues of gender inequality and also some set of violence that are being targeted at certain gender. And it has not been so good to our community, to our societies. And we are looking at how can we enjoy this equality in gender where men will not take it upon their women, and then women will also not take it upon their men and all of that. So it is a very important topic, and it's also controversial in some quarters because in some other societies it's part of culture that women cannot equate themselves with men. It's as if it has been ordained by God that women are a weaker sex, that is, they're a lower gender. Do you understand? When compared to men, that is how other societies seems to take it. And if you look at other societies, they limit even the possibilities of gays exploring their potentials. And of course, you see in the states and countries like Afghanistan, young gays are not allowed, um, gays are not allowed to go to school, you know. So they have been totally denied the knowledge of education. So they remain ignorant, and whatever, anything can happen because they don't know their rights, they don't know what is left and right. All they know is what they teach them, what they get to know. You understand? And that can limit the possibilities of becoming whatever they want to become in life. So all of these things controversial are here and there, but there are advocacies here and there to make sure that this equality is being achieved. But like I say, it's controversial in a sense that there are some cultural and religious belief systems that are limiting this kind of orientation because some religions believe that women are made to be submissive, right, to their husband. So there's no way they can be equated. Do you understand? But the society somehow is calling for equation between men and women. So it is controversial. Why some other countries have tried to legalize several things on like the LGBTQ communities and several others. Then the issue of same-sex marriage and all of that, homosexuality and all of those things have been legalized in several countries. And so it is it's still controversial in other countries, while in other countries they are getting along with it and they are moving forward. But even in some other countries that are being legalized, there are still contentions here and there, and it is an issue. So we want to look at some of these rights, right? Live in the way of life they have chosen, and if at all they are going to benefit from it, what are their rights and what is expectation? Are there laws protecting them? Are there laws protecting their interests? And whatever they have choose to become, all of that. So these are the things that we'll be looking at here today, right? So we are looking at the subject matter of women's rights, violence, representation, and empowerment. So when you look at the aspect of violence against women, right? Violence against women, you discover that violence against women is a global issue, not just a domestic issue. Women globally face one violence of the other, one challenge of violence of the other, and this includes physical, emotional, sexual, and economic abuses. And these abuses are globally being experienced. No country is sane or is a saint in this matter. Do you understand? Because all the countries of the world, women have faced one conflict of the other or violence of the other, be it physical, be it emotional, be it sexual, and economical abuses they have experienced. Do you understand? In our country, the other time I was giving you an example of a barrister who used to beat his wife, and the other day the community people rise to the occasion and challenge him on what he was doing. Do you understand? That's physical violence. I'm talking about physical violence. And then there are those that are going through emotional violence. You talk your wife down. You make your wife to feel that she is unworthy of your love. You make your wife to feel that so they have experienced violence here and there. Some of you have talked our wives down and make them to become a shadow of themselves. They are depressed, have low self-esteem. They cannot express themselves. They cannot explore their opportunities and their potentialities simply because someone is there trying to make them to feel like they cannot amount to anything. They are useless. They are, worthless and things like that. Do you understand? So, some women pass through this kind of experience. They're being depressed. They're being, um, they lose their self-esteem. Do you understand? And of course, they don't even know what they are existing for. Do you understand? And there are little chances of them trying to even get out of that orientation. Some of them get used to that orientation and make it to be as if it's the part of the system. There's nothing they can do to change it. There's nothing they can do to get this over these issues. And there are also sexual issues. You understand? Where girls are being raped, women, even sometimes the most married people are crying here and there. Do you understand? On the issue of sexual violence and things like that. And then, of course, economic abuses, where women are completely dependent on the man for survival and whatever dress, every bit of a thing, a woman must ask for it. And so these things make women to, some women, not all, to be, to experience what we call inferiority complex. Do you understand? So it's a problem. It's a problem. So violence against women. So according to the UN women, they say that 1 in 3 women worldwide have has experienced physical or sexual violence in her lifetime. You understand? 1 out of 3 worldwide have experienced what? Has experienced physical or sexual violence in her lifetime. So if you can take that statistics, you can look at millions or billions of women that have experienced violence around the world. Do you understand? Over hundreds of millions of women if you can take that kind of statistics to come to bear. You understand? Because if you are taking 1 out of 3, it means that out of the world population that is above 7, 8 billion people, what do you think the number will be of women that have faced this kind of challenge in their lifetime? Do you understand? So it is not going to be easy. All right. So let's look at some of the forms of violence that women have experienced in one way or the other. Let's look at domestic violence. That is abuse within intimate relationships. The woman that you were marrying, that you was all over her, say, "This is the bone of my bone. This is my sweetheart. This is the only mosquito in my net. Oh, this is my sugar. This is my honey. This is my waiting, waiting." And you are calling all the names. You promise her heaven and earth. After marriage, it is every day we are settling disputes. Every day we are settling every day is one issue of the other, complaint here and there. Do you understand? And sometimes these abuses end up injuries, beating, and several other deniers, and all of that. Some women are suffering in silence. Yeah. They are not saying it, but if you go in, you will discover that they are not happy. You understand? They are going through a lot in their lives, but they are not saying it. Do you understand? Some even suffered and die in that quietness, die in that pain. Do you understand? There's what happened over in our country some time ago. A popular singer that we knew that used to sing very well, and we come to discover that the husband was always abusing her. And this thing, people even got to be aware of this, but they didn't say it until when she died. People began to say a lot of things. Do you understand? To the amazement and surprise of many others. Do you understand? So, um, some women suffer in violence, and there was from other quarters we heard that even those that knew and wanted to do something about it, the woman like, no, 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 don't do anything, um, so that will not, I don't want to have problem with my marriage and all of those stuff. And but at the end of the day, she died, and the marriage continued. I get a point now. So because of those abuses, so you can see some of these things are happening there, but until you go in, you may not be able to understand what is going on. And even the children admitted that yes, the father used to abuse their mother. And so you can see some of those things. Intimate relationship. The wife that you profess love, you profess and care and everything. Now she suddenly becomes a burden. She suddenly becomes a nuisance. She suddenly becomes whatever. You understand? So it's not. So women are, and even as I'm speaking now, and possibly if care is not taken, someone in this meeting is going through that experience, and they're keeping quiet. And that's why you see some people will like condemning what the emir of Kano said, Sanusi Muhammad. He said that he said that if his daughters are experiencing domestic violence in their homes, they should retaliate. People were not understanding what he's trying to say. If you interpret the message literally, you may misunderstood the position of it. But sometimes you need to resist some of the abuses. Do you understand? So, not retaliation in terms of maybe fighting back, but you can resist that kind of pressure in your marriage. Do you understand? You can report issues like that. Retaliation does not necessarily mean that you will fight back by hitting somebody back who hits you. No, but you can report such abuses and it will be handled. Do you understand? So don't suffer in silence and die in silence. I'm talking to the women in the house. If you are going on through any form of abuse in your marriage, in your home, say something. And if you are a man in this training, you have been abusing your wife, it's the high time to stop. You marry her not to abuse her. Whether you are abusing her physically, emotionally, economically, psychologically, please stop. it's good you can have differences. It's good that you may have certain capabilities that your wife may not have. That is normal. God did not make us equal. We have different abilities, but we can complement each other. So wherever she can be able to complement you, appreciate it and move on. Don't face your wife to feel that she can do everything that you can do. No, it's not so. We are not designed that way. Do you understand? So try as much as possible to accommodate her wrongs. And of course, even if your husband too is doing something that may not be correct, you also try to tolerate and accommodate. And then find better ways of discussing with your husband, not to abuse your husband, not to insult, not to disrespect. You understand? Because these are some of the reasons why sometimes they attract some of this thing that we're talking about here. Even when you feel offended, find a better way of discussing with your husband. You know, the reason why sometimes we have conflict and some of these issues because of poor communication. The way we communicate in marriages is not correct. Because we're always blaming party A, party B. Do you understand? Or counter accusations. So all of these things will not help. You understand? So domestic violence, abuse within intimate relationship is actually happening in our society. Even as I speak, if there's nothing else, somebody is somewhere beating the wife as I'm talking to you now, or a lady is going under abuse as I'm talking to you right now, or someone even in this class experienced that abuse before coming here. You understand? So please, men, calm down. Women, calm down. Just try to live an understanding and understandable life so that you can enjoy your peace. Another form of violence that women experience is called sexual violence. That is harassment, rape, and sexual assault. Sometimes women will say that, ah, I am the one who marry you. I pay your bride price, and I need your attention, and you don't want to give me attention. You give me various of excuses that I'm tired, I'm not in the mood, and this and that, and then you begin to force yourself on your wife. It's your wife, but you don't need to force. You understand? You just need to discuss and a request for your needs and let your needs be supplied, but not by forcing yourself because of the fact that you are paid bride price. So what? You did not pay bride price to come and abuse. You understand? And women also try to cooperate. You understand? I'm talking about married women. I'm not talking about. So if you're a young lady that is not married, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about married people who are experiencing this kind of challenges. And of course, there are also young ladies and young guys that you are lusting after somebody. Uh, okay, and you lost to a point where you are desiring something that should not be desired, a forbidden fruit. Ahem. So and you are desiring it when you are not married, and then you are making it to appear as if you have rights over it. Oh, and then you are making demands to a point that you begin to make harass someone, even to a point of attempting rapes or rapes. I get a point now. Some people are in prison now on account of rapes. I get a point now. Sexual assault, gender mutilation, and all manner of things going on. Do you understand? So, or genital mutilation rather going on right now. Several others are going on. Please, no matter how it is choking in your body, no matter how you are yearning for it, if your wife say, I'm not in the mood, okay, calm down. Try and make her to be in the mood. All right? Yes, this thing I'm talking to you, I'm talking from experience. I'm married man. I'm married man. I have a wife, 3 children. So if I should talk to you on this topic, I think I'm have the authority to talk to men in the house about this. Do you understand? So there are times that you have this kind of experience. I mean, anytime they tell me that I must win, okay, I must win because I must put her in the position in that mood. Do you understand? So that is just it. And that's how it should be, not by force, not by compassion, not by but by discussion. Eh? So if you say she's tired, tell her, begin to tell her some good things and good names and say just good things. And tiredness will ginger, get strength, come back to life. Do you understand? So this it works. I'm serious. I'm talking about something serious. I don't know whether you you thinking this guy what he's saying, but I'm saying something that is real. These things are happening, and this thing, as I'm talking to you, ends marriages. Do you understand? Because you force yourself on your wife and say no, I can't take this. So if I tell my husband I'm tired and this, I cannot understand. So it means that even if I'm sick, cannot still understand with me. Do you understand? So all of those issues. So it's another form of what violence. Another form is systemic violence. Systemic violence, that is practices like honor killings and dowry related deaths. Do you know honor killings? When they say someone maybe did something in a particular home and they say is maybe it was shame or this one, and then they kill the person. What sort of thing is that? And women sometimes face this thing. And sometimes when, for instance now, some of the abuses that women face in some other cultures and tribes, when a husband die, they'll force a woman to, clip her head, just barb your head, score, ah, and all manner of maltreatment in the name that the husband died. So it's possible that it's the wife that killed the husband. I'm not denying that possibility, but I don't think any woman intentionally woke up and want to kill the husband. No, you understand? But there are systemic violence, and those things are, a problem to our society, and women are suffering for it. So somebody saying, "Thank you, sir, for speaking against gender-based violence of any kind. It's like a pandemic. It's everywhere. It's rampant, and it's a problem to our society." Somebody is asking me, "You mean rep is also existing among couples?" Of course. When you force yourself against your your wife or your partner, it's a rape because it has to do with cooperation. It has to do with somebody giving you the consent to do a thing. And when that consent is not obtained and you begin to do whatever you want to do simply because you are claiming certain right, it's a rape. You understand? So yes. Though it's your wife or but you don't force yourself. It should be done with free conscience. Do you understand? Somebody should willingly go into it. It shouldn't be by compulsion. Do you understand? Not at all. So somebody is saying, I hope the men here are listening. No to forced sex. There are more days ahead to have it. So that is it. So but I just come to your comment section to just take some of this. But this is just it. But I can tell you that these things are in existence and we must address them. Do you understand? It doesn't matter how it sounds, but we must address it. And so men Let's try to cooperate. No matter how you are feeling hot, calm down. Do you understand? There's a way you can still get that chill without, you know, any crisis. Thank you. So let's continue. So now let's look at example. In India, for instance, they say despite legal reforms like the Domestic Violence Act 2005, underreporting remains a challenge because there is still happening, or people are afraid to report. Do you understand? People are not reporting, you know, because reporting means that it can take someone to prison, and you'll still be going after to try to restore a relationship and things like that. So sometimes people shy away from reporting, most especially people that don't want their marriages to be in the public, people who don't want their marriages to be broken. Do you understand? They keep some of these issues, this, and then that the abuser continue to abuse and abuse and abuse and abuse. Do you understand? So sometimes it's good that some of these issues can be, and this is where the importance of marital mediation comes in. We have a course on marital uh mediation, marital conflict and mediation. I think we are going to do that course this year, next year. Do you understand? I think we should do it even in February, sir. All right. So maybe it should be the second course of next year's training. All right. Marital conflict and mediation. So we need mediation now come here so that even if you don't want the matter to be in the public, you can report a certified or a professional mediator to help you to mediate on the matter. Do you understand? And then it will remain within. But don't die in silence. Don't die in silence. Do you understand? Say something. If you are under any form of abuse, you can report it. And I think this is the reason why we are trying to. This is the reason why we are trying to have country representatives so that we have people coordinating this program in other countries and see how we can spread these messages. It's very important. And then, of course, um, and then in another aspect of it is that um, sorry, I had an interruption. But so report when you are under any form of violence whatsoever, report it. And you don't want to take it to a public place. You can meet a private mediator that can come in, help you to resolve your problems. And the issue remains in Vegas because they say what happened in Vegas remain in Vegas. All right, so that's it. So now talk about activists like Marara Yusava or whatever, advocate for women's education, particularly in regions plagued by gendered violence. Do you understand? In Afghanistan, all those stands. Do you understand? That's been a problem. So, solutions we say that laws and cultural reforms. Laws and cultural reforms. Some cultures need to actually be reformed. There are some cultural practices that are harmful. You will say they are, it's your belief system, but they are harmful so far as um, nature and humanity is concerned, and the rights of the individuals are concerned. Some of the practices are very, very harmful and should be reformed. Like in those days, Mary Celiso when they came to Nigeria in those days, the killing of twins was normal thing. It was a cultural thing. All right. But what happened? So before Mary Sedisha came to Nigeria, the killing of twins in southern parts of the country was a norm. It was a culture. It was a practice that was going on. But she said this practice was a harmful one. How can you born beautiful children because they came to, and then you say it's prohibiting your culture, and then they're kids? It's not correct. And so that aspect of the culture was reformed. So it's possible that certain cultural practices can be reformed. The husband of a wife died. You should not compare the wife to creep her head and then you're looking like what? It doesn't want it. What if the wife died? What would you do? Do you understand? So what, the husband cannot kill the wife, or the wife can be killed anyhow. It doesn't want it. So some of those kind of practices, or sometimes women are being forced to take some oath, drink some kind of concoction, simply because they want to prove a point. What are you trying to prove? And so if she take the concussion and eventually maybe concussion says she's the one that killed the husband, what will you do? Will you return the husband back to life? So what's the essence of doing all those stuff? You understand? Everybody is destined to die. The killer of the person also will die. So why can't you just leave it? Nobody is going to remain forever, whether you kill or not. You too, you're going to die. I get my point now. So that's it. So it's very important that we know these things. So some cultures can be reformed. Do you understand? They can be reformed. So laws and cultural reforms very important, including programs like Me Too, that have pushed conversation about accountability. Do you understand? So it is an issue. So let's look at representation of women, right? Representation of women, representation in politics, media, and decision-making spaces is crucial for gender equality in political representation. Women hold only about 26% of parliamentary seats globally instead of 40%. At least we talk about being implemented. At least women should have at least 40% representation. Do you understand? So that it can be fairly recognized. But you can see even in terms of political appointments, women, if you look at so now, How many women are there? Are they up to that 40%? They are not. That's the issue. So the affirmative action must be implemented. All right. And women should be given opportunity to contest elections. Do you understand? And women also should try and come out. Because some of you always, hey, politics is bad, politics is this, politics is that. Hey, my wife cannot do politics, my wife cannot do this. Why? Why she can't do it? Uh-uh. Some people are just because of unnecessary thought. I don't know what my wife will be doing there. I get the point now. Why do you think that should be doing something? When you are the one there, how do you expect her to think? So doing something, you are thinking that you are doing something? Come on. I think we should get some of this thought off our head and allow women to explore their potentials. You understand? And deploy them and make our society beautiful. I can tell you for sure that countries that allow women to be president, those countries are enjoying more peace than where men are governing. You understand? That is the truth. That is the truth. Where women are governors or where women are prime ministers or president, those countries enjoy more peace than countries where men are ruling. Look at the one that happened in Syria now. After several years of conflict in that country, just left and he's taking asylum in Russia. Through the state and remains in power. You can see thousands of people die, millions of people displaced, thousands of properties worth billions of dollars destroyed. Why? Simply because we want to remain in power. Or if we would have given up and forget about it, and then peace reign. Do you understand? So these are the issue. So women must be considered in places of decision making, even in special envoys, missionary activities, in peacekeeping. Women must be there because sometimes you go on peacekeeping, you discover that there are some cases that men cannot handle. Cases of rapes, gays will not be able to open up and say it to their men. But if it's a lady, open up easily. That's why women must be included. They are being included, but they are not up to the number of expectation. So they have not met up the expectation. So a good number of women should be included in peacekeeping activities. Do you understand? So they can interact with people that are going through trauma issues. Because in time of conflict, women suffers a lot, children suffers a lot. Do you understand? And so a lot of issues are there. So that's why women must be included, both civilian and personnel. Do you understand? They should be there. Special envoys, peace talk, peace negotiation. Women must be included. You understand? These are the specific decision making I'm talking about. For example, Rwanda leads the world with 61% of its parliamentary seats held by women. Rwanda, congratulations. Rwanda is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. Where they are playing football, the chase jersey is carrying visit to Rwanda. You understand? The Rwanda airline is flying everywhere. Do you understand? No wonder you can see all of these things. And Kigali remains one of the cleanest city in Africa. You understand? Why? Women are there making impact, achieving peace. Look at what Rwanda went through and came out, and they are moving fine and steady. So if we have Rwandan people in this training, congratulations. People are doing well to give your women opportunities to participate in your, you know, in decision making in your country. 61%. That is above the affirmative action that we're talking about. And that is good. And I want to appreciate the Rwandan men for allowing their wives to come out and be part of the decision making process in their country. Do you understand? And that's how it should be in Nigeria. That's how it should be in Ghana. That's how it should be in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and other countries in Africa, in South Sudan, in Sudan. Allow women come in. You understand? Media representations tapping in media perpetuate gender norms. For example, women are often depicted in caregiving roles or hypersexualized. So, workplace representation, gender pay gaps, and the glass ceiling are ongoing issues. Here, there are some roles that they consider as men will do it, and those roles are the highest pay, and then women are just being, oh, this should be considered. Give them special assignment, pay them well. Do you understand? So the UN and Sustainable Development Goal 5 aims to address gender equality, right? So let's look at women empowerment. Empowerment of women. So empowerment involves increasing women's control over their lives and societal participation. So give women maximum opportunity to have total control of their lives, to make their own decision, to say yes when they want to say yes. If they want to say no, they should say no. And if they say no, you have to be patient and get them to understand with you and reason with you. If they refuse to reason with you, excuse them. You understand? Even if it's your wife, calm down. You know, don't begin to think unnecessary thinking. So if your wife say I'm not in the mood, does it mean that she has had an extra affair? No. So give them control. Let them have total control of themselves. Let them decide what they want to some extent. Do you understand? It's all about reasoning together. Reason with me. Do you understand? Their societal participation. Give them opportunity to participate in their community association, community meetings, political association, religious meetings, and all of that. Let them participate and make our society beautiful. So economic empowerment programs like microfinance initiatives by organizations like Crimean Bank enable women to become entrepreneurs. You understand? Make available opportunities for women and let them be empowered and let them become what they want to become in their lives. Education. Educating girls is linked to reducing child marriage and increasing economic independence. So that's why we must educate our gay children. Let them go to school, let them acquire knowledge, let them get experiences, let them live a very fulfilled life. Do you understand? Grassroots movements, movements like Globi Gang in India challenge patriarchal norms and promote justice. So women form their own group and they are challenging the men. Do you understand? And discipline them. So in India. Number two thing we're going to look at today is LGBTQ plus rights, uh, progress and challenges. So how far? So far, about 30 something countries have legalized same-sex rights, marriages. Do you understand? And but there are challenges in Uganda. I trust my Ugandan brothers. They say if we try it, life imprisonment, death penalty. Yeah. So Christine Akot, hope you participated in making that policy or that rule or law. You understand? So they say if we try it in their country, they'll buy you, will give you life imprisonment. You understand? So all of those stuff. So there's no place like homosexuality, transgender, anything in um in Uganda. I think Jonathan also refused that in Nigeria at some point, and that cost him his political ambition, all of that. Do you understand? So, whereby some first lady of the country was publicly demands and all those stuff. You understand? We understand all of those things. So Christina Court, she said that I have a community-based organization, that is CBO, which advocates for rights of indigenous and pastoralist women and girls' rights. Economic empowerment is one thematic area. Thank you very much for that contribution you are making in your country, to make impact, to make sure that women are being considered, they are being treated fairly, and all of that. We appreciate that contribution. Thank you very much, man. So, in some countries like America, UK, Germany, and Netherlands was first country to even legalize same-sex issues and all of that, and then other countries follow. But 30 something countries have legalized same-sex issues and all of that. And so these things are going on. But in those countries, even it's not everybody that is practicing this. So there's this sense of apprehension, there's this issue of security, and there's this issue of protection of rights, and all of that are a matter of concern, because at times you see those that are those are conservatives, and they are, they're making case for their own belief system and things like that. So you have those challenges available, even though there's progress here and there. Do you understand? But it has been challenging. So progress in LGBT plus rights. So over the past decade, significant progress has been made towards LGBT equality. So marriage equality. In 2001, the Netherlands became the first country to legalize same-sex marriage. Today, 34 countries recognize marriage equality. Do you understand? Marriage equality. So, example, the US legalized same-sex marriage nationwide in 2015. Right. So these are the issues. Workplace protection, because there's possibility that there can be workplace conflict on a matter of this belief system or the LGBT something. Do you understand? Because we are someone who doesn't hold that belief system maybe find it difficult to work with someone who hold the belief of same sex, and then this can cause conflict. This can cause problem in the workplace. Do you understand? So workplace protection is very important. So countries like Canada and Germany prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. So cultural representation increase visibility of LGBTQ individuals in media and politics and shifted public perception. Right. So the public is really getting used to it. It's a normal part of life. Some people are doing it. Some people are both men and they are for men, they are for women. You understand? So what about challenges facing LGBTQ communities? Despite progress, discrimination and violence remain prevalent. Of course, they are being discriminated, they are being mocked. We have the other one called transgender here, or cross dressers, as you may call them, Bobrisky. She has been facing a lot of backlashes, and most especially when she was being given an award for what, and then the award became an issue. Do you understand all of this stuff? So let's look at legal discrimination. So homosexuality is still criminalized in over 64 countries. It's legalized in 34 countries and criminalized in over what 64 countries. So for example, Uganda's anti-homosexuality act imposes harsh penalties, including life imprisonment. If you will notice, say you dey go after man instead of going after woman as a man, they'll put you life imprisonment without with on harsh charge. So just be lusting after women, don't lust after men. In Uganda, if you try it, straight to prison, no argument. You understand? Violence and hate crimes. So transgender individuals face disproportionate rates of violence. Yes, of course. Mental health disparities. Due to stigma, LGBTQ individuals are more likely to experience depression and anxiety because sometimes you get as someone's behavior, you notice say this person now, the men they hungry him, not women. Then you begin to excuse yourself and begin to make some, necessary comment. So let's look at mental health disparities due to stigma. That's what we have discussed. Intersectionality or intersectional marginalization. LGBTQ people of color face unique challenges at the intersection of race and sexuality. All right. So these are the issues. So advocacy and solution. So legislations like laws that recognize LGBTQ plus rights is there. They are critical. Education and awareness, community support. Organizations like the Travel Project offer crisis intervention for LGBT youth. So these are the issues. So the last subject matter we're considering today is intersectional feminism and social justice. Intersectional feminism and social justice. So what is intersectional feminism? Coined by Kebere Crenshaw, intersectionality examines how overlapping social identities like race, gender, class contribute to what unique experiences of oppressions. So people are going through a lot of oppressions based on some of the things that we are mentioning here. So key principles. A woman of color, for example, may face sexism and racism simultaneously, which creates unique challenges not addressed by mainstream what feminism. So example of intersectionality, gender and race. Women of color often face workplace discrimination at the intersection of racism and sexism. All right, sexism. So example, black women in the US earn 64 cents for every dollar earned by white men. You understand? So all of this are some of the issues that we're discussing here. So in America, there's the issue of that. The racial issue is always there. You know, racial issues are always there. Even though it's an advanced democracy, but those issues are still in existence. Experience higher rates of sexual violence. Do you understand? Someone is not feeling fine, but still, not that it's not feeling fine, it's feeling fine, but disabled, have some challenges, and then become vulnerable, become soft target. Do you understand? Not correct. So, social justice movements and intersectionality. So, intersectional feminism aligns with broader social justice goals, addressing issues like environmental justice, indigenous women lead movement against climate change, healthcare access, advocating for reproductive rights for marginalized communities. Talk about criminal justice reform, addressing the over policing of Black and transgender women, promoting intersectional feminism, that is, policy making, inclusive policies that address systemic inequalities, grassroots activism, movements like Black Lives Matter highlight the need for intersectional approaches. So education and awareness, intersectionality should be core component of diversity and and inclusion training. Do you understand? So these are the issues. So this is the much we can take today. So this is the much you can take for today. If you have any question you ask, you have any clarification you can make, I'm in your comment section already. If you have anything to say, you want to say it. She saying she had saying she loved today's lecture. Ah, why do you love today's lecture? Don't tell me no. Like I hope it's not what I'm suspecting. It is well, but it's fine that you love it. Thank you. Any question? If there's a day I've been sitting presentation. We had three presentations today, so and I returned back from a journey today, and then I was just saying I have to meet up with this journey today, so I will do our presentation. And so I came back. I got home around after 1 or to 1 thereabout, and then 3 we started our presentation. 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 6. We're supposed to be 4. The other group did not just make it. So I'm tired. If there's no any other thing, let's call it a day. How can a family mediator use these three methods to solve family conflict or issue, issue issue? Inquiry, diagnose, and treatment. And it's all about all of these things about um what we call conflict analysis. So you just carry out the analysis and then determine the problem, treat it. That's all. Or provide solutions. So we'll give you manual. Don't worry, we'll give you manual when time comes. So don't bother. So thank you very much for your time to be part of today's journey. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye. 7 p.m.